Welcome back, my friends. It's the show that never ends. Feels like that sometimes, right? With the baseball season, round the clock takes a special brand of degenerate, and I'm your guy, fastest freaking show in MLB. Absolutely. Anyway, with your boy, mother effing one man band, baby. Come on, no one doing it quite like we do. Me and you, the Corked Stats crew. Follow me up on Twitter at John the Gaze of Flow, sharper than a damn razor, baby. Same handle over on Substack, where $2 a week makes all your dreams come true. Get 5.5 pounds of shit in a 2-pound box. When that happens, go check it out, man. Football stuff is also going up. I haven't done a stream in a couple days. If you saw me bemoaning, bitching, and complaining, pissing and whining on social media about underdog support, they did finally reach out. I was having trouble with the uploads, but it wasn't my sheet. So I think I got it corrected, and those will be back on track. Expect some football stuff this weekend. The baseball stuff is going pretty well. The last combine is the last combine. We fucking crushed, baby. So we're going to be going live with the bets. Other people already doing that. Yesterday, slight loser, but very flat. Again, those are not like there's ever a good losing day. We never want to lose, but there are losing days where you get your teeth fucking kicked down your throat. And then there were losing days where, like, you're flat, you need the Diamondbacks, they're up 2 runs, they fucking die on the vine. We almost had the plus 200 hit run Ribby. Corbin Carroll was the one that sold this out. I think he had 2 barrels. And Basayo sold this out. Holy crap. If there's ever a better hit and run Ribby cap that didn't come through, oh my God. I think he stranded like fucking 10 guys on his own. Right? You don't deserve it. You didn't get there, but we're in the right spot, so I'm feeling pretty good. Enough of that shit. More of this. Enough of that faccia bruta. It's the best part of waking up. Pitching sheets in the mug. Yo, I see you, Stephen S. I appreciate you very much. My guy, Jeff L. Capo Status. CKM, what's going on? Brian E. Carolina Daddy. Woo! And CKM says, John on Source Network the other night was 8-3-1 on his picks and leans. Killing toast. Dude, this doesn't belong here. Get that. Get that on fucking social. Yeah, I love those guys. They're all really good. Spirited, but correct. And that's what I've been feeling the best about. Right? We had the Yuri stuff. We were on a pretty clean White Sox win. We were on the Gilbert rebound. That was all good. The Donkey Parlay sold us out. Boston Bullpen, which again, this is life. I mean, double fucking all the sound effects, right? All of them. Yeah, I know, I deserve it. Because I try and be so fucking milquetoast and never be too aggressive in calls. And I was like, all we need to do is be close late. Boston has, the obvious and objective fucking edge. And I look like a damn fucking idiot. Double buzzer on that one. All right, we got a full slate plus 1, -1. 15 games on the docket. Yesterday's Cardinals and Reds got postponed. Added today. Yankees and Rays Saturday just got postponed. So, put that in your pipe and smoke it. My throat is hurting. No one cares about weekend content. No one cares about daytime content. So I think we're just going to do a board read. Though, of course, we're already a few minutes in. I haven't done anything. Let's chop it up into pieces. Right? Big tree, fall hard. We got 5 games at night. A slew in the middle. Not sure what the technical amount for slew is. And then 4 in the morning. Sorry, that 4 became the 3. That's where the Yankees was. That was the spot I was unsure of. So without any further ado, I guess let's just dive on in and do the thing that we do. Yeah, Sammy, I see you, bro. Basayo killed us yesterday. We almost had it. The Harris was a good call. We're really right over the fucking target with this stuff. And I mean, you can't obviously expect to hit plus 200s all the time, though. We do, right? I think we should, but you're not going to. So then it's about just balancing the pressure valve that I'm always talking about. All right, enough of that bullshit. First up, is also the next up. Roki Sasaki in the bump for the Trolley Dodgers. -123, slight favorite on the road against Robert Gasser. This is another one. Oh my God. Yesterday, this one was, sorry, wrong effect. All the buzzers today. I was fucking on the damn Brewers, came off the Brewers because I was uncertain. That's been the running theme of the season. Believe in yourself. you know. Butterflies in the sky. I can fly twice as high. You know what I mean? You got to fucking believe in yourself, yo. Little Reading Rainbow drop for the peeps today. And I didn't. I came off it, pussied out. The price wasn't good enough for me to take the underdog. Yo, the price wasn't good enough for me. I'm too good. I'm too good for the underdog price, people. I'm too good. I was too good for it. They fucking killed. Oh, killed, and then it was the double killer. Hat tip to Kyle also. You know, I've been slowly but surely coming away from these F5 under full game over. My dog just brushed my leg, realized he's in the room. You better be quiet, you bastard. And second time in the past week or two, we were under an F5. We got literally blown up like in the first inning or two, and the game ended up flattening out. That was the end of it, right? That was pretty much the end of the score. So I'm going to try and open my mind to these full game unders when it's the case, but also, again, just being confident. So today I have the flip side. I think Roki with the new pitch has kind of been a little bit of a reclamation project. And though Gasser is good, pretty filthy, I think there's a question mark as far as distance. Got to give the Dodgers offensive edge. I was just a little surprised to see Dodgers minus 123. Again, I think people might be a little bit slow on the change-up edition. I'm going back to the Dodgers, to get the dub. Milwaukee's never really easy. But I think we've got it here. I don't trust Gasser. I was trying not to do fucking stats, but Gasser can be wild, and we haven't seen all the electric strikeout stuff that we were promised kind of years ago. So yeah, I got a little bit of a misprice here. I'm going Dodgers on the show picks. Hold on 1 second. I'll get those going, and we're moving on from there. JT Ginn, my boy, and the Athletics on the road against Luke Giolito and the Padres. We had A's F5, got out early. They ended up blowing it, retook the lead, blew the lead. That kind of sucked. When we got the 3-2, we thought we were going to win, right? I just muted to scream. You probably saw me elevate. So I got the A's back on track. I still want to avoid the bullpen that is so ass. So I'm going to go back to the well with the A's at 5, and I think it's the same copy-pasted argument, though it's stronger today because Ginn is better than Springs. Again, this is very highly unusual. Second day in a row, my bookie, who's had the F5 stuff up early, no A stuff. I'm not going to chase it. Let me just confirm, that his name is still up there. He is. I got F5 minus 110. Give me the A's. To kind of do their thing. We got the push, which is why I love the F5. They ended up getting creamed because of the bad bullpen. That part of the calculus, I do seem to believe it. I know I was being a bit of a prick with the Red Sox stuff. They were a heavy favorite. Got beat because the offense blows. It was exactly the red flag we were worried about. Ended up waving in our face. We've had quite a few early leads blow up, but again, that's part of baseball, Susan. So I'm going to stick to my guns, not really buying the Giolito stuff. He was okay, but he walked many guys. Not really buying the Padres offense necessarily. It's maybe even especially coming off an output, right? I don't feel like this is them about to make some major run. So give me the A's F5. Next up, Nasty Nate Eovaldi in the Naughty Jungle of Love. Is he coming off back-to-back ridiculous starts? It could be like 3 ridiculous starts. Wish I would have stuck to my guns on Eovaldi. We've got the receipts to prove it. I just don't have the producer to dig it up. The data point for Eovaldi has always been 94 on the gun. He was throwing 94, but was still stinking. And it made me worried that, maybe it was over. I should have held it down. After that blow-up against the A's, first of all, 3 money starts in a row. So that's 7 innings minimum, 2 earned run maximum. That's my number. 3 in a row, 7 gave up none. 8 gave up 1. 7 gave up none. Yankees at Houston. These are teams that have hit righties this year. 7 Ks in each game. 3 total walks. I mean, holy hell. Evaldi is shoving right now. This is eventually going to go south. But the Angels are probably the type of team, at least, that we want to attack. They swing and miss a lot. He's got the whiff pitch working. Angels also, I think the terminology for this, I was just thinking about this with the Padres, they busted their load. Right. Yeah. Stay with me. I know, stay with me. Right, that was it. That was the birthday sucks. You know what I mean? They hadn't seen the gash in a couple months. Finally got a shot at the title, and hit it and quit it, and then they were out. So, really bad teams are going to have these bursts. And it's funny because it almost makes the short-term offense look even worse that it all happened at once, right? That you're saying, like, man, they're bottom 3 in runs. Well, when a third of those runs came in a day or half of the runs came in the day, it kind of even makes the smaller sample look worse when you take a kind of a half step back. So I'm not buying the Angels offense until they stop chasing. That's been a major killer in their road to all the strikeouts. Evaldi, again, humming, very hard to take out of the yard. Maybe it's an all or none thing. Like if you were just trying to sell me on a pure regression tip, I could probably buy that. Urania's actually been pretty good. I'm not sure I'm buying it, though. He's walking entirely too many batters. This comes down to probably the Rangers offense that I haven't loved because they've disappointed me so many times, though. I guess they are starting to hit last couple of weeks if you're looking at the sheets. I wasn't trying to do too many stats today. Just trying to form an idea. And, that's another little testament to the data and stuff. Shout out to all the people that checked out the free stuff and the new subscribers. Appreciate you. Remember, this ain't madness, baby.
This is Sparta!
Just trying to do our thing, save you $2 worth of time a week. And if you sign up for the year, you get the last month for free, and football's included, man. That $88 if you're $100 better, think about throwing away one bet, how many more it might bring back to you. I believe it was Alex. Shout out to Alex in the Substack chat today. Super humble, but just showing results, really kind of detailed results, and how having access to this stuff has helped him, see a new layer. And I think that's what the model is best for, right? Just it doesn't predict the future at all. It is a good friend who is very good at math and makes a data-backed, mean outcome-based argument on every single game. And if you're disagreeing with it, it doesn't mean you're wrong, right? It doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means you should go look what's going on, why. Because, again, it's all data-backed, it's all unbiased, it's all things that test out mathematically, right? So it's smart. I am so smart. But, again, that doesn't mean it's right, and it just describes the mean. So these are just distribution curves that are going to have outliers. That said, I think once, and again, props to Claude Bot, employee of the fucking month. I mean, honestly, Claude, had I hired Claude as like a $40K a year employee, which I could not afford, he or she or it, whatever it is, probably would have paid off the fucking cost. It's amazing. I mean, it's just amazing because it helped me catch my biggest problem, and I was being too conservative and not in my execution, in my modeling. When I was off of the book, I was drawing myself into the book where I should have been betting those plays, right? Those were the winners. And this year, that's been the case. So I think I got Texas to win this one. The minus 142 is a little bit heavy. I'd imagine you're just going to get more of that. I thought we'd get a stronger signal on a run line cover because I feel like we have a big bullpen edge. We do. That's the play I'm going to go for. I think it's there. I think Urania finally gets exposed. He's due for some regression. I think Eovaldi's on that like Cy Young pace that we've seen him maintain. And now I know he's had 3 beautiful starts in a row. Even if he goes 6-2, I think we're running away with this one. I think it's more like 6-1. Because, again, he's humming, and the Angels' offense is total ass. So give me Texas to cover my boy Eovaldi. I saw that at a plus 130, so you know I'm always digging that shite. Michael Lorenzen on the bump for the Rocks. They're on the road against the Snakes with shapes in their back. Captain Rockies. That was my Yosemite Sam. Retrofragga, motherfucker. Oh, that was supremely frustrating. Feather in the cap to the Sauce Boys. Right, they were on that. Told me to not believe in the Diamondbacks offense. Came out barreling the ball, scoring runs. I thought we were getting ready to do a fucking jig on Toast's fucking grave. It was not the case. Adonis, what's up in the bitch? What's going on, my man? He's in the building. Carolina Daddy A's all the way. I'm with you on that one for sure. That one too, it's not really reflected in the model, but if you wanted to pitch me like A's run line, I like that also. You know, this is something... man, I don't know if I have the time to fucking test this. Maybe Claude can do it for me. And what I was getting to is, right, life is a series of gray areas. We talk about this stuff all the time. And where I was going before I lose my train of thought is a blended bet. And this is something I'm going to say popularized. No one knows who the fuck I am. But I popularized. I'm a legend in my own mind, you know. Of the blended bet meaning, okay, when you it is the football, and I'm going to move it over. When you have an underdog that you think can cover, okay, you should theoretically believe they can win. I mean, again, that's me speaking. I try not to bet underdogs in football unless I think they can win. What I ended up doing was making blended bets of whenever I had an underdog, let's say it was a unit, I would take a tenth of that and put it on the money line and try and, you know, blow up the payout. And I think in baseball, something similar, right? We don't really bet full game run lines. The pricing is such shit. But you could think about that in reverse with run lines, right? With favorite. I think it actually works very well. You know, you like them to win, but maybe you're putting a tenth of that on the run line. Maybe it's got to be a little higher than a tenth because the price is right a little closer to even. Again, that's kind of the gray area for me. But it's something I had been thinking about. Because a lot of the case, you know, we want to tell ourselves money lines are so much safer. A lot of games, in fact, don't end as one-run games. All right, enough of that shit. Colorado better fucking get the clock clean today. I got runs or nothing. Actually, the big thing I got, if you can see the board, remember, everything is kind of built for speed, is, if it's still up there, would be the Colorado team total. Over 3.5 minus 135. I think we like that one. And I know it didn't happen yesterday, but I probably go back to the well with a both team to score. I'm back to the well with Carroll. I think he gets the home run. Lorenzen's been a gas can against lefties this year. Funny, we missed on Arenado. He cost us the parlay. Got off him, went to Carroll. Arenado hits yesterday. Carroll doesn't. You know, you get caught fucking chasing your tail a little bit. But that's, you know, part of the, you know, the inherent variance in this fucking thing of ours. So I do think Arizona wins, but I got it a little too close, especially for the price. There might even be a reasonable price on that F5 run line for the Rockies, honestly. Anytime you can get plus money on that, it's like worth thinking about. Now that also is not up on my bookie. I wonder, there's something funny. Something funny, Rabbit. Anyway, I say I'm not going to do the line shopping thing. Then it's game 2 of the doubleheader. So I guess that's it for the nighttime stuff. I'm going to put that Colorado team total. Again, if I have a team over 4 1/3, and they're at a 3.5 minus 135 or better, plus they're on the road with the 9th frame, betting on the fucking Rockies offense really sucks. It's a little better than years past. I know, you know what though? I got to rethink it. The entire outfield is on the IL. B squared says reverse run line on the dogs in spots is another place to put 10th units. Agreed. Yeah, agreed. I've also seen people do alt. Okay, so that's another one I forgot. In spots where you have an underdog win, sometimes the alt run line, right, the other cover, is fucking awesome. And if you believe in the model work, then the numbers are crazy. Again, a different theoretical, right? A different input is going to change the implied probability and then subsequently change your argument as it should. But if you're, like, let's say you are buying something the model is selling you, with an underdog loss, that's another really good one. I had, again, I forget who the fuck it was. I wish I could remember. It was one of the longtime listeners that was talking about that. And I was like, holy shit, that's actually really smart because you see the numbers are crazy. The reverse cover was like a +3 something. And you're like, holy crap. If I think they're going to, I'm betting them to win. Again, what's 2 runs among friends? All right, let's do the afternoon stuff and then the doubleheader. I'm not into really fucking doubleheaders. The last one in particular, you got to be very careful. One, there's Chase Petty making the debut. We're always weary of that. And what's it called? Shit. Oh, bullpen stuff, right? Plus potential injuries also. Not like hitter injuries. I don't generally go too nuts. I don't know why I don't know. The hell did I do? I don't know. Did something stupid. What the fuck? I don't know. Sorry. I erased Brandon Young. Maybe because of all the damn money he's cost me over the years. Effort. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. I didn't stretch. All right, sorry. Here we go. Back on track, everybody. T1 Collymore. I almost hit 67 cents for 2,000. 50 cents for 700. White Sox smoke the under. Oof. Sorry, man. Picks are crazy, bro. I hope you're talking about mine. hope you're talking about mine. And then doubleheaders are tough, but in this instance, we could face Paddock in a few different ways. Yeah, I hear you, Dan. Word. Guys, we definitely want to chase. I have a lot of scoring. Wind is blowing out, and we're in a really good environment. Could get the both team to score both ways. Also hard to make an argument, right? I think objectively, bullpens should be modeled worse in the second game almost regardless. I guess maybe not after the fact. I guess if you knew all the B guys went and locked it down, resting the A guys is an argument that's not necessarily true, but it would really take a lot. All right, let's do the front end of the board. You know me, I'm more of a backdoor guy. Where did it start with the fucking... Oh, Detroit and Baltimore. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it really 7 games in the afternoon? Holy crap. All right, let's blow through this. I want to go even faster with this. Framber Valdez on the bump for the Tigers. Wind blowing in on the road down in B-More, facing Brandon Forever Young and the Orioles. Man, even with the bullpen, the model is just despising the Tigers lately, though I think the play that I have is probably the under, but I'm not digging any of this. I like Framber a lot, but he's been disappointing. I used to like Young, then I got off him, and he's pitched okay. I don't know, man. I also never liked these model double results, but we have Detroit ahead through 5, and then kind of blowing the game later, and to me that's a bit of a red flag. I also want to lean towards the Detroit F5, but we generally wouldn't take an F5 when the other side has the fucking pen emoji. I think I just disagree with the model, and I think I like Detroit and Framber, to fucking come through, especially with the price. So I'm in a disagreement with the model. Again, it's so close. The model not really making any kind of definitive claim. Oh, maybe I guess actually that. Wait, the fuck am I talking about? 37. Oh man, I have something wrong on an alien sheet. So I'm going to just use ours to read. My bad. We do have Detroit to win. I have whatever. It's fine. This is correct. That's all that matters. Next up, Slade Ciccone on the bump for the Guards. Heavy ass dogs on the road against Zach Wheeler. Wind blowing in the Phillies. I mean, Phillies are a huge favorite for a reason. Model just under that 1-run differential where I would start to look for the run line cover. I do think that's probably the answer. I just hate to pay minus 200s. Wheeler's been awesome. I have no faith in the Guards' offense. They kind of suck. And even when the Phillies aren't really hitting, which they're not, I still always tend to believe in them because the offense is so good. Talented is the word I was looking for. Kyle Schwarber is back also. We give him the bump game. I'm back on the Phils. I want to check the price. If the price of the run line starts with a negative, I'm just off. It's, again, we talked about this yesterday, so I don't want to beat the horse to death. But it's a really good offer, right? Minus 190 to plus 120 is a pretty strong offer on that. Also, a little bit of money coming in on the Guards. I know Ciccone's been okay. I think people are selling the Phillies short. I want to pivot and get the other way. I got Wheel to do the damn thing. Phillies at the plus money. Eric Fettiwap on the bump for the Pale Hose. They got it done for us in a major way yesterday. They're on the road against the Gigantes and Adrian House. So thank God I didn't take that under. I almost went for it. Decided on it was because I felt that I had the three-way edge, and the Brewers I didn't think had the offensive edge. I should have been more willing to get up against Wrobleski, who was like, a ball and play kind of guy. Anyway, I like to verbalize this stuff. Sometimes I feel it helps me. I've got overs or nothing. Curious if this is still 4.5, 8.5. It is. I probably have no problem going to the full game. I know Grant Taylor's been good for the Sox, but that bullpen is not great. Giants bullpen outside of Killian hasn't been good either. So for me, this one is 8.5. Though also, again, this is why I like the orange box. Orange box on the board represents a 3.5. That number changed. Okay, so it's price dependent. Sorry. Depends where you look. When I scrape the numbers in the morning, I've been getting them off the fucking wager talk site that Dream hooked me up with. When I'm citing shit during the show, it's Bet365 on the live lines. They have a 4.5 at plus money. The 3.5 might be like minus 150 where I'd be out. But yeah, I think this is another both team to score thing. That's what I'm going to put. I'm going to put the full game 8.5. So White Sox, Giants, FGO 8.5. But also next to it, I'm going to put BTTS. I have not been good on those lately. They're tough. I mean, it's really tough. And I think when you look back at the scoreboard, right, the night after, or scoreboard from the night before, whatever, I mean, you'd be surprised how many, you're like, oh, wow, that they laid an egg, and they laid a fucking egg, and they fucking laid an egg. Scoring is down. Again, I think that's part of why we've been good, getting away from overs, getting into unders and stuff. Anyway. Who the fuck? What? It's the pickle George Kirby on the bump for the M's. Minus 137 on the road against Stephen Kolak and the Royals with cheese. I'm not getting this one. Model agrees. Minus 137 is right on that. The outskirts of when I start to make my pussy face. I'm a pussy. I don't like to pay. I'm cheap. I am. It's the face cheapskates make. That's moving to minus 140. We're right on the edge. I don't know if I trust that damn Seattle offense enough to cover for me. They really suck right now, man. They suck. J-Rod was carrying them, but Raleigh goes out, and J-Rod cooled off just back to normal, and they're ass right now. I don't know. I feel like you're forcing the issue, and I think this is one of those spots where, you take your medicine and you pay the juice. I got Seattle for a clean win. Minus 140, edge on the hill. Like, major edge on the hill. Oh, and the other thing, that I wanted to mention, I had a minor heart attack there, is this is one of those games where the baselines are different, right? One team has the orange box, one team doesn't. So one is a 4.5, one is a 3.5 baseline expectation. But the money line is with it was 135, 140. Let's call it 140. I have found, again, I don't auto smash anything, but I have found these more often than not are pretty solid plays. So if we have any, I don't know, I always call them boomer bettors, which I don't like because it's not meant to be derogative. Maybe like formulaic bettors. I also would say trend bettors, and I don't like that because I used to spend so much time making fun of people who look for overs on Tuesdays or whatever the fuck it is. But that's formulaic, right? Baseline totals that are different, price of this or better is again, it's a kind of a data backed, not say whole, but identifier, indicator, or whatever. So I got Seattle to clean up. I'm not buying this. I don't really understand the price here. Kirby to me is like, SP1 type of deal, and Kolek is like SP3 type of deal. And if I'm not mistaken, we have we got the pen also, we do. So yeah, give me Seattle to win it. Taj Mahal Bradley is back. He's on the road for the Twinks as even money on the road. It's even money dog on the road against Brian Bellissimo in the Red Laundry. They're at home at Fenway. Fucking Red Sox motherfuckers. they sold us out so hard yesterday. Although it didn't matter because DeGrom got his clock clean. So again, I just don't like paying heavy juice in baseball. It just doesn't seem to work enough to pay the freight. I love the parlays, right? We get a little bit of Action Jackson. It's a fraction of a unit. And the second one of those scumbags does you dirty, you're out. Like the gout, Audi 5000, not much worse for wear. I would love this price on its face, except Bradley's making the return, which we hate. And this is like, dude, this is the, smoking hot mermaid on the fucking rock. Johnny. Oh, Johnny. I'm like, what? What's that? What's that? The fucking siren song of you have the pitching edge, you like the prize, sexy strikeouts, but he hasn't pitched in about 2.5 weeks. Mahal was pitching great, and Bayo has been ass. I gotta stop making the same mistake. So for me, it's over or nothing. Jeff L says, screw Trevor McDonald. Yeah, old McDonald, that motherfucker. I feel you. Goon Collector, new name, love it. John, let me get a 3-leg disgusting play. Hold on, we will. We'll do a little donkey. We'll do a little fucking donkey action. Happy fellow Brooklynite. Oh, shout out, my man. Shout out. I love these. Okay, yes. Listen, it's bacon, egg, and cheese is very important. I don't have the spots that I used to. My buddy used to swear by one, and it's one of those things. If you saw the place on the outside, it's a fucking shithole. But it's on like Mermaid or Neptune, where like Cropsey meets in Coney. There's a bacon, egg, and cheese spot he swears by. I used to like hot bagels on 86th Street. So like, I'm a fucking real one. If you know, Mark up in a bitch. Oh baby, call out to the Spartans.
This is Sparta!
Appreciate you.
This is Sparta!
Oh, that was a twofer. I didn't mean to do that. But appreciate all you guys. Yeah, I mean, Jeff L, bacon, egg, and cheese all the way. Like, it's the perfect breakfast. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's finish this bitch up and get the hell out of here and enjoy our weekends and our friends and our fucking families. Jake Swervin Irvin on the bump is a heavy dog on the road against Grant Holmes and the Braves. Algo is kind of buying this. This would be a donkey play, right? We're looking for donkey stuff. There's your donkey shit. Anybody that we like for a run line is part of it. Is part of a good donkey parlay. Holmes has the edge over Irvin. Braves have the edge over the Nats. And I wanted to get an eye on. We're like squinting for signals that the Nats offense is getting ready to fall off. They just won't give us any. So this one I think is in. It's like, man, it's Braves cover if you're not buying the Nats offense, or it's over. But I wouldn't be going over the 9. So I'm going to lean into the pitching and the bullpen. I think the Nats bullpen, even if Jake the Snake tends to hold on, or if the Nats get the homes for a smidge, I think the Braves bats with Acuna back, Riley's starting to rake. I think they were a little too much for the Nats in that pen. So I'm going to put the Brave run line because it's got the plus money. But again, that would work as a donkey play. Also, that Twins Boston one, I was seeing flat 8s. That's my play. I'm over the flat 8. Look to shop around the fucking 7.5. You know what I mean? That's how you do this. Again, those determinative runs are basically the only spot I'm going to advise you to pay juice. I hate paying extra, but it just doesn't seem to be priced the same way these run line prices are. You know what I mean? I just keep putting up the bacon, egg, and cheese thing. Carolina Daddy says, liver mush is Carolina, baby. Now, I don't know what the F that is. Liver mush. I know. It sounds hilarious. I'm going to start using it. Like, I can smack him in the liver mush. My boy fucking... Let me live a mush over here. I don't know what the fuck that is. Is that like Scrapple? I know there are like other like weird meat weird meats floating out there. Man, I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. Liver mush sounds like that's your word, Goon Collector. You're gonna have liver mush. Liver mush. Although you never freaking know, man. You never know. I'm dying. Alright, so I got the A's covered. Next up, Freddie Peralta and the Let's Go Mets go on the bump on the road against Miami and the mighty Marlins. I got the Marlins to win this one. Marlins have been one of the more underrated teams. Not that I think Peralta is bad, but I think Meyer is better. Maybe this one is a first 5 situation. Mets bullpen has been pretty good, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check that before I open my mouth again. Yeah, Mets bullpen has been so good. Why challenge them when the way we're looking to get to Peralta is that fucking home run, right? You'll know the deal with Freddie, as good as he can be. He's always force-feeding the four-seamer. Say that 3 times fast. And those oftentimes end up in the fucking 5th row. Casey hit a dong, and Stowers just hit a dong. I think the Marlins are actually getting ready to get their power going. Wind blowing in, but I don't think it really matters. I think Miami able to scratch it across. I got minus 110. I was hoping for a plus on that, but that may be gone. But anyway, Miami F5. You know, Mets offense has been better as of late, but I'm not really buying it. What happened to my... Okay, I forgot. Sorry, let me fill in this Twins thing. And then after we're done, I'll go through the whole board, and we'll do the, like today's ticket, because we're moving a little fast today. Next up, let me bring up the top of the sheet. There it is. It's game 1 of the doubleheader. Again, I've got scoring or nothing. I don't even like a side on this one. For me, it's all team totals. It's hit and run ribby stuff. You know, game 1, I've got Herrera and Sal Stewart. That's my play. Both to go for 2 hit and run ribbies and moving on. Dude, this is getting better. Carolina Daddy says, it's a breakfast meat. Kind of like liver pudding. And like, what the fuck? What the fuck is liver pudding? What? Is that like a blood? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. You know, New York gets a lot of love for being so refined with food. You know what I mean? But not all of us. And I thought like the restaurant thing and all that. And I'll tell you honestly, when I go somewhere, when I travel somewhere, I don't want the fanciest restaurant. I want the home style stuff. I'd be down in South Carolina, but it was like Hilton Head. I don't think that counts as like real Carolina. When I went down to New Orleans, I had some guy. Yeah, look it up, word. When I was in New Orleans, I had some guy just grab us off the street for like and he had the whole Cajun thing going. And, come on, boy, and he had this underground, like basement fucking breakfast thing we're eating fucking shrimp ball at fucking 9 o'clock in the morning, stumbling home and shit. And it was some of the best fucking food I ever had. It was like one of the greatest meals I ever had was in a New Orleans basement where I'm glad I didn't end up ball gagged and fucking sodomized. Instead, eating like, oh, and the best peach cobbler I ever had, legit. Like I was gonna say, the best meal I ever had came in like a foam bowl, and it did. Oh man. So listen, I wasn't trying to knock the home style stuff. I'm just joking. I love that shit. And Italian food gets a lot of love, but I got some, we got some kind of, not say Brooklyn only, but real like fucking Guinea style shit that some people might be like, ew, like it looks fucking nasty. And, you might really like it. It happens to my kids all the time. All right, now that the cultural part of the episode is over. So that was a doubleheader. Forget it. Yankees and Rays are postponed. Forget it. Kiwi Tang and the Stros on the road against the Cubbies. Man, sucks for me. Oh, Adonis from New Orleans. New Orleans is fucking awesome. What a tale of two cities. I went there as a much younger man where, it was Bourbon Street and drinking frozen fucking garbage and licking some girl's anus in a fucking stall and whatever. Really bugging the fuck out. They love the New York. They love the fucking New York swag, man. You know what I mean? They love the fucking swag. And, especially, I had game. Obviously. But then I went back older and did the French Quarter style. And it ain't lame. It's dope. I prefer that. The live jazz and the, what do they call, beignets? They're like your guys' version of a fucking Zeppeli. You know what I mean? But yeah, great town. What a great town. Nicest people, coolest people. Again, bourbon, you get what you get. You know what I'm saying? You get what you get. It's it is what it is. But down there, what a great town. Loved it. And everything was right there. Like, you can get shit-faced and walk from the hotel to the bar and then stumble to the fucking football stadium. And, in New York, that's completely unheard of. You need mass transit and fucking traffic and shit. It's a nightmare. So anyway, yesterday, kicking myself in the ass because I didn't get my workout. Oh, beignets, oh, fire. Oh, man. We had one at a really famous place with the high canopy, outdoor music. Oh, it was fucking fantastic. One of the places I could definitely live. I want to relocate to the South if I can. Yesterday, we were on the Stros as a early dog. I didn't get the play out. That was money. You know what I'm saying? Again, the model this year is doing so well. It goes into the point I was mentioning before where, not saying we don't care about the book, but just not letting the book dictate us and where is that the strongest with underdogs. So, again, how do you make money betting baseball on fucking underdogs? I had unintentionally created a system that was preventing me from identifying them because I was so worried. I was so worried about getting people in trouble. Honestly, it means the most to me. Last year when I was losing at betting, I pulled the plug early, went into combine mode early. I'd rather people call me a fucking pussy than somebody that hurt them. You know what I mean? And now I'm almost starting to fight the feeling in the other. I can't fight this feeling any longer. I'm trying to fight it the other way where I'm feeling really confident. And I haven't had this level of confidence in a while. And a lot of it's because I had now had the time because of the automation. So today we're live. We're fucking live in 5. And, I hope, good luck to everybody. I hope we have a really successful season going forward. I may not, I don't know. Yeah, I may start today. But Astros would be another one. Give me the F5. Love these juicy lines on the F5. The Stros bullpen is gross. It's always costing them games. And the offense is serviceable. The Cubs are okay, but they haven't hit for shit. Rhea, who I liked coming in, has not been great, and Tang has been fucking delicious. Right? Orange to fucking Tang. Kiwi, orange fucking Tang. Yeah, Goon asking if I'm abandoning NYC for the beignets. Yeah, I'd rather abandon it for the fucking peace of quiet and a little bit of fucking space. I could flip this fucking little thing I have here, or I'd probably get myself a fucking dope crib down there. You know what I mean? Okay, here we go. Degenerate parlay coming up because we're out here. Oh, wait, I forgot. Paulie Skeens and Pittsburgh should mop up Toronto, so there's another leg. Okay, so let me get my ticket out. Hold on, let me put the Houston F5 so don't forget. I got Pittsburgh. Run line. So, okay, if we're going donkey parlay, we're going fishing for donkeys, right? We're all lubed up on the mountainside and feeling fucking froggy. You got to go Pitt 160, schemes over Corbin, right? You got to go Wheeler 190, fills over guards. I like to be really careful with these. The Braves are like, they're like on the outside of that. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I think if it's a third leg, it's the Braves and they worry me. But Pirates, Phillies, and Braves for the donkey parlay. That's probably like a plus 280. Honestly, Goon Collector, I don't know if you're a paid sub and not to beg you for this stuff. I would much, much, much rather roll any of our hit run ribby parlays, and maybe someone in the comment section will back this up. I'd much rather have any of those hit run ribby parlays than like a 3 or a 4-legger, especially where I'm not in love with it. Where, we've hit a bunch of these plus 200s, and it's like, some of them are easy peasy fucking lemon squeezy. I think they're a bit mispriced, frankly, especially that they let you combine same game players that are directly correlated. We didn't get it yesterday, but fuck that. You can't be discouraged. Carroll was dope. He had the barrel. He was on the barrel fucking handle, but also the near home run handle. Like, he killed it. And again, he could double. We got Christian Lopez. What's going on? Love seeing new face on the board. I'm about to rock I'm going to do the whole ticket before we get out of here. And then let's see if we could find, I don't really do a play of the day, only because, I don't know. I feel like if you try and pick one, you're always going to end up being too cute. I've always liked the idea, if you're trying to not play with massive volume, is to go with 3, where 2 of 3 is a win, right? Set yourself up in a sustainable way where you can kind of lay the foundational groundwork and then go forward with it. So, okay, let me go over. This is our ticket that we had so far. These are what are going to pop on the show picks. Hold on, I didn't get the Pittsburgh price. Hold on one second. The run line was plus 115 because I may actually take the one Skeens as a boss. Alrighty. I'm off the doubleheaders. We're off the postponed game, obviously. I've got Houston F5ML at plus money against the Cubs. I want the push if it's tied. Let the bullpen fucking figure it out. I've got Skeens for a cover, plus 116. We've got Detroit and Framber from a win. I don't think I have much conviction on that one, frankly. I've got Phillies for the cover. I think they beat the crap out of the Guardians, frankly. White Sox and the Giants were over the 8.5. Feel good about that, but that park is kind of tough for offense, frankly. I mean, I hate to put a play of the day on a minus 140, but Seattle should kill these Royals and Kolak. Cameron came out and looked sharp, and I don't think Kolak is that. Twins in Boston. I'm FG08. And I feel pretty good about it because I hate these debut games. They suck. Braves, I think, killed the Nats, but I have no conviction, honestly. The totals are too high. And doubting the Washington offense has been a really great way to lead to fucking sleeping under the overpass. Clothes wrapped in a fucking bandana tied to a stick. You know what I mean? Like in the old cartoons. It's been bad. Right? Why get cute? Especially, it's like Holmes is Strider. Strider is a different story. Also, I think anytime you're in these spots, Braves team total is probably even safer. I should have looked that up. I've got Miami for a win over the Mets. I think at 5 is probably safer, though. I think they get it done either way. I think the Dodgers are really underpriced. This new iteration of Roki with the new arsenal, I think has been great. I think minus 123 is a steal for these Dodgers. I also love Jin. That's another great play. Love Athletics at 5. I think Jin is a horse. I think Athletics are the much better offense. That I think ranks as like a play of the day. Right? Because I feel really strong about both phases, and I'm excited about the price. Sam also calling out the rare dong. Yeah, I do have the rare dong up there. Doesn't happen often. Hold on, I'll tell you why. I love we get into this actually. We had some time today. Maybe that'll happen if I don't bullshit so much, chasing fucking lines and reading fucking numbers all the time. I've got Texas to kill the Angels. I think Urania gets his comeuppance today. Rangers with the 9 frames. I think they get there. Also with the bullpen edge, yeah, Rangers to kill is nice also. Eovaldi's been so damn good. I guess the only case is the pure regression case. You're just going to miss me with the he's due to suck. When I think Eovaldi's had 2 6-run outings already. This is already like, we're like, shh, the rocket ship is fucking going. You know what I mean? My jowls are fucking flapping. And then Colorado over 3.5 in a good hitting environment. It's fucking hot. Gallen hasn't been great. And the Arizona bullpen might finally be starting to fall apart. And you get the 9 frames. So that's all of them. If I had to put my money on like one of them, it's Athletics at 5. Sam mentioned the rare bomb. If anyone doesn't pay, I don't always scroll over. You do get hit runs and ribbies and base hit props. Home runs I like to be very, very particular with. Man, part of me, I'm tempted sometimes to roll with these lotto parlays. 1, their content fucking gold. It's all, I'm just being honest. 2, it's a kind of thing where like, yo, if you hit on a fucking dollar, like a legit dollar, they pay so well. They're just really, really hard to hit. But I couldn't get away from it today. 1, Carroll had the disappointment yesterday. So he's swinging a hot stick. He's been fucking awesome. But this is one of the tougher splits on the board. Again, you're in Arizona, in a good spot. I've got the Lorenzen splits up on the board. Lefties are hitting .408 with a 1209 OPS off of Lorenzen this year. 50% pulled, nearly 50% hard hit. 7 shamalama ding-dongs, you know. Give me Carroll leading off, you get the extra AB. So I do like the dong there. But he should also be part of the hit-run ribby love that we've kind of, or I at least, have gotten really into. It's been profitable. And when we lose their good losses, there is a fucking difference. I know Basayo shit the bed, and it sucks. But yo, man, how many opportunities, and we just missed it. And, the knuckle bite, the classic Italian-American knuckle bite, you know. I had fucking gunner, and I was flipping, and I just like the... Again, we got to be too careful. Here's a good one before we get out of here. Big nose incoming. The tendency of people to think the answer is always squinting more. Right. Ooh, I like them both. Who hits the right-handed four-seamer better? You know, like it... You know, it's not really there. Sometimes stylistics are going to be part of an answer. What I mean is, when you're at the point that you're trying to decide it, that's not going to be the difference. You know what the difference is going to be? It's going to be fucking luck, okay? And I'm here like, you know, trying to sell this shit, but also really being honest, because I think that's more important. You put yourself in a strong probabilistic scenario. Now, where I hurt myself is maybe as I've gotten away from lineup placement, right? Something I was mentioning, I was overweighing leadoff guys at first. Maybe I'm a little too soft on it, where Basayo was like 5 or 6 yesterday, and there's an at-bat difference there between number 1 and 2. Right, 1, 2, 3, you could maybe bin, but when you get to 5, 6 from 1 is the difference. Appreciate you all. Enjoy the weekend. Thanks so much for watching the show. Press the damn like button. It matters more than it should. Leave a comment live. Leave a comment after. That shit matters more than it should. Go on Twitter. Tell people I'm the man. That shit matters more than it should. But more than anything, you know, check out the work. I think we're doing a really great job. There's so many testimonials in the comments every day of people that are, you know, having fun and learning at the same time, and now winning bets. Right? That was like the last piece. But notice I never promote that because it's the hardest to guarantee. We don't throw the ball, we don't swing the bat, but we do control our work ethic, right? Our process, our methodology, and of course the risk management. So I can promise you those things. I'm here every fucking day. Right or wrong? Bringing the damn smoke, yo. I do interviews for channels and stuff. You have a, what do they call them? I forgot to even call them the fucking highlight reel for barking, talking heads. Do you have a, there's a something that they have, there's a word for that thing. I'm like, no, we're talking about, spin the fucking Rolodex. Because that's how we do, yo. Every day is the last day, right? Every day is game 7. Every fucking day. Because when you learn how to control, right, the emotional capital we talk about, open up the pressure valve where the losses don't kill you, you're excited even after a loss to get back to work. So that's the kind of community I've been looking to build, and it looks like it's working. So, you know, all you know who you are. Jeff and Bry, Jay, you know what, Adonis and Trades, and Mark and Tyler. It's so many of you now. And if I missed you, I just forgot you because I'm a fucking stupid bastard, but doesn't mean I don't love you. All right, let's get out of here. Enjoy the games, enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. Sammy says I learned a lot in this show, and that really means the absolute most to me, man. To give back to a world I've taken so much from. Seriously, I fucking mean that shit. I did nothing but take for so long that it means a lot to give back. Some of these lessons, yo, are going to resonate outside of this thing of hours of baseball betting, where you're like, wow, you're doing the risk calculations in real life. You're thinking about premiums. You're thinking about range of outcomes. You're thinking about believing in yourself, as fucking stupid cheesy as it sounds. But it's the God's honest truth. It really is. You know, surround yourself with positive people. That's what we're doing, right? Control a very strong work ethic. Check. And the rest will fall into place. And now, well, hopefully that's what's going on. So I appreciate you all. I'll check you soon. Enjoy the games. Enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. If I didn't say that already, just remember, when you work this freaking hard, man, the winning feels a lot less like luck, mi gente. Enjoy the weekend, yo. Memorial Day. Salute USMC, all the people, men and women sacrificing for shit that is very difficult, man, right? You hear gunshots and you're running towards them, you have my fucking respect. I give a crap about your political lean if one of those bullets you're willing to stand in front of is meant for my ass. So, love you. Later.